everybody, welcome to my introverted life. I'm Wendy, and it is day 10, I think, of Vlogtober. My neighbors are being noisy, please excuse me. Pretty sure you can't hear them, but it's distracting for me. We are doing a daily WIP Challenge 25/7. If you haven't seen this before, it is simply a variation of the 25/7 challenge in which you pick one project and work on it 25 minutes a day. Instead, what I do is I take my WIP Challenge Board, which I have in my Etsy shop, and I have all my projects on it. You roll the dice, and it picks your project for the day, or for the week, or what I'm doing is 25/7. So instead of a set project every day, I am choosing a different one each day. Doesn't necessarily get a whole lot of progress done, but it does make some progress, and it kind of makes me realize projects that I actually want to work on. So, I'm going to roll the dice. There's 4 and 1. Purple sweater. Where is my purple sweater? I know where my white sweater is. Oh, most of these are cross-stitch, but I do have a couple of knitting projects on here. I think it is. Please excuse the mess. I have had some deliveries come in. Why is my light on? I think that is purple sweater. Pretty sure that's purple sweater. We'll double check. Let's move that over there. Now this, I have not worked on my purple sweater. Hold on, let me turn off the light. Stare at the project bag for a minute. Okay. This is a cool project bag. It's got mermaids on it. I like mermaids. We'll move this over. This could be interesting. Oh, can I do this one-handed? Not really. Here, help me. Help me, help me. Thank you. Very kind of you. Yep, this is my purple sweater. This is from a magazine. Interweave Knits, fall 2017. It's been a while. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it. Holy crap. I know I've got several pages. That is not it. Cool sweater, though. Another cool sweater. That is not it. Now, purple is the color in which I've chosen. Oh. This is the back of it. It's actually a cardigan. It doesn't happen to say what page it was on, does it? Doesn't look like it. This is how it knits up. You do a increase, decrease, mix of garter stitch and knit stitch, and then they like cross over each other here. I don't think it's an actual cable. Wish I could find the actual picture, because if I could, that's the same person modeling. It does not help that this magazine has been, aha, this is it. Wouldn't that be cute in that purple? Yes. Good again. It's got one cuff rolled up, one cuff not. Won't that be cute? Subterranean's cardigan. Anne Hansen. This is it started. The ribbing is done on it. If it will. You can see just barely. It might have a cable in it. I don't know. Might have a crossover cable-ish type of look. Holy crap, this will not. But as you can see, the ribbing's like 3 inches or something like that. So, yeah, this will be done on its own. I will probably get a single roll done, and it will probably take me more than 25 minutes. I'll show it to you, but that time I'll have it out of the bag and you'll get to see it a little bit more. But I won't be doing this in a stitch with me, because yeah, that will take a lot more concentration than, especially since it's been so long since I've used the pattern. I've been drawing, please ignore the marker on my hands. But yeah, that is where that is at. Also, have to find the tips. So I have to play with the pattern a little bit before I can even figure out what I'm doing with this. But hey, getting started on it hopefully will not make me like enthralled with it and not want to work on anything else, because I do that sometimes. And I do really like this yarn. There's purple, there's several of them in there, and then actually yarn, see this guy right there? That is where the rest of the yarn is at, is in there. So anywho, yeah, be back in a sec to show you my progress that you will not be able to tell the difference in. See you in a sec. Okay, so let me start by saying it's been way more than 25 minutes. Let me continue by saying, when I indicated that I would not be able to focus on this and talk at the same time to do a stitch with me, boy howdy was I correct. This is, for anybody with a keen eye, actually smaller than it was when I started. Yeah, I discovered some weird mistake thing going on. I don't know what I did. Oh, I was so confused. And it was so tight. The knitting on this is so tight. I started this years ago, and I was clearly knitting much, much tighter than I am now. So, yeah. I ended up taking it back to the ribbing, and I'll start the patterning all over. Hopefully this next time it'll be correct. But I did one row of the ribbing just to get the, because when I took it off and put it back on, I'm really bad about getting the stitches looped on correctly. So I just wanted it in a good starting place where things were where they're supposed to be. Sorry, I keep yawning. I apologize. I don't know why I'm suddenly tired. So this is in a good starting place, thankfully. Yeah. Half of me was like, oh, maybe I should take it off my WIP Challenge Board. No, I'm gonna leave it on, because I can do it. I was just, everything was like way off, so yeah. It consisted of me trying to get started, discovering that things were way off. There was mass confusion. I was thinking because do little lines telling me where I'm supposed to be at, and I'm like, oh, I must have got this wrong. And I was looking at one row and the next row, and no, things were like way off where there was supposed to be coming in with 2 stitches. There was 4 stitches there, and then the next row would be correct, or the next section of the diamond, because it's got the little diamond shape. I'd be doing it, and I'd do 2 there. Then I'd come over to here, and I'd supposed to be doing 2, but there'd be 4. So I'd look at the rows around it, count it up. There was 4 rows. Okay, I've done 4 rows according to my counting, but it's not correct on 5 rows. So I'm looking at row 6 and I'm looking at row 4. Neither one of those are correct. Well, I mean, row 6 isn't there. I thought maybe I had done row 5 and 6 and hadn't marked it down. No. Nope. It wasn't correct for any of the rows. I was like, huh, something went wrong. And then I was looking, and there was, because the diamonds, if I showed you, hold on. I know I showed you, but I figure this will be easier. See the diamonds? There's a mix of knit and garter stitch. Stop going out of focus. But like I'd be going through here, and I'd be supposed to do knit stitches, and then I had one that was started, and it started with knit stitches, and then it switched over to garter stitch. And I was like, that's not correct. All of the things in the diamond are supposed to be the same stitch, and I was going up a couple rows of knit, and then I'd started doing the garter, which meant I was purling instead of knitting. It's like, oh, it's just all wrong, it's all wrong, and it's so tight. And that was another thing, it was so tightly knit that it was like, and it was just a couple rows, you know, it was just 3 or 4 rows, which wouldn't have bothered me if the rows were correct. But now, fix it. When I start, hopefully I'll have the rows correct, and the tension will hopefully be a little bit more the same this next go around. Because it definitely would not have been if I'd been able to continue on. And like I said, I would have been okay with it, because it would have just been, you know, a few little rows above the ribbing, and then it would started, you know, kind of getting bigger, and then I would have blocked it out, and it wouldn't have been super noticeable. But this way's better. This way, the whole starting all over with patterning is gonna, I apologize, it's gonna work best. Sorry, yawning is not always a tired thing, it's sometimes needing breath, and apparently I'm needing a little bit more oxygen at the moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Sometimes it's a good idea to work on knits a little bit more frequently, or any sort of WIPs a little bit more frequently than, you know, once every few years, because who knows what mistakes you've made. I could have made the mistake, knew what I had done, and was going to fix it the next row and never got around to it. And would my brain remember that? Of course it would not. So, something to think about. Work on WIPs a little more often. Take a page from Stitching Mommy's book and, you know, create a schedule. That might be a good idea. We'll see about that. Probably won't happen, but hey, at least she's got to figure it out. Anyways, that'll be it for today. I will see you again tomorrow with the next spin. See you then.